We are in the beautiful city of Malacca, which is in the southwestern part of Malaysia. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is known for its unique history and colourful buildings.
But the reason we're here today is for the chendol, which is a dessert that has been recommended to us countless times. On our first day in KL, we did have chendol, but it was with durian, so the flavour was completely overpowered and we didn't mix it properly, so it was all wrong. And today is our redemption.
But before that, we have to start with a classic breakfast dish and some local coffee.
Oh yeah. Good morning from Melaka. We are just about 5 minutes away from the city centre in a really local breakfast place called Kun Kopitiam.
So a kopitiam place, as you guys have let us know, is kind of a classic coffee place that also seems to have food. We were searching far and wide for a local style coffee and we just couldn't find it. But we were looking in the wrong place, so now we're in the right place. We got two types of local coffee. We've got a white coffee, which is this one, nice and hot. Smells good. I'll try that in a second. And we've got what's just called a kopi, which is this beautiful thing. So it looked like black coffee when I first saw it, but there's actually a nice thick layer of condensed milk just at the bottom. So that suggests it might be a little bit similar to what we were having, which was our favorite coffee in Vietnam, which was a bạc xỉu. What we've also got is two roti canais. Now, I didn't quite realise that this was a breakfast food until recently when you guys let us know that it's a breakfast food because we've been having it with our dinners. Anyway, now we're here at the correct time, at breakfast time. This place seems so popular. There's people sat all inside, people sat all outside on the seats. It was actually quite lucky that we got a seat because there's a lot of people walking past that weren't able to get any.
So these roti canais are made inside. They sell a wide variety of different rotis, some even with sardine in them. We went for the original, which is just roti canai, and they make them fresh inside. So they got a huge tub with small dough inside. They plop it on the table, they flatten it out, they fling it in the air a few times. They flatten it until it's a huge pancake. Then they roll it in some butter, put it on the pan, and they're just cooking loads of them at the same time.
It's worth mentioning that alongside the various types of roti, I don't know if it's a canai thing, or if that means original, or if that means that it comes with this sauce, because a lot of the other ones don't seem to come with this sort of light curry, I would call it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it is so nice to dip the roti inside and it just makes it like a little bit spicy, a little bit more foody. But before we tuck into our actual breakfast food, we obviously have to try the coffee. I am gonna go for the nice white coffee, which apparently is a classic Malaysian style type of coffee. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, you'll like this. This is good.
I want to try this one.
Yeah, me too.
Smells strong. Strong tasting. It's sweet. It's not as nice as a bạc xỉu in Vietnam, but it's... I wonder what the difference is between a coffee and a white coffee. This one must have a little bit more milk. Right? Oh, I have to say, this is sweeter than this, and we love sweet coffee, or sweet things in general. And I think this, for me, is nicer than this. As you can see by the colour. But this tastes... I'm like comparing coffees here. I'll take this one, I think.
No!
Just give that one a go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This one actually tastes of coffee, whereas this one tastes of sweet, creamy goodness with a hint of coffee, which is, I think, what Dylan and I actually like. Strong coffee, but with a lot of sweet, creamy goodness around it. So we'll share this one.
Okay, let's try this roti, which we have to eat with our right hands. Even though Adriana's left-handed.
They've given us cutlery, so I don't know if that's because we look like we don't know what to do or because that's just the polite thing that they do with everyone. Surely this is not
Well, how would you dip it inside?
How do you tear it?
There's probably a knack to it. You washed your hands this morning, right?
Of course. So you've got... Oh wait, hold on. I was covering all this. I'm trying to cover my... There we go. So we got the roti. And then... Oh, that's creamy.
I've already eaten some, sorry. I was too hungry. It's very good. And this one has like a red sauce.
It's a
Got
bit
spice
spicy.
in the middle, that makes it quite spicy. I like spice, I can feel it in my throat.
That's really nice.
This is good. And we'll put the prices on the screen because we don't actually know what the prices are yet, but we'll put them down below.
We've just popped up to the place that we've been staying for the past few days. This place is called the Nest House. It's officially a homestay, but it feels a lot more like a hostel or a hotel, partially because it's so small and kind of boutique-y, but also because there's a bit of a common space downstairs that has free food, free drinks, free coffee. So you already know we love this place. The room that we've booked is a twin room and it's £30 a night. This is a little bit more costly than we were actually expecting. I don't know if Malacca is a little bit more costly or if it's because we're actually here on a national holiday, which explains why a lot of the places were booked up. But anyway, this place comes with obviously 2 beds, a bathroom, Wi-Fi, large TV, only has a few channels, so we actually not really made use of it yet, but it's always nice to have. But the real thing that we really, really wanted is a desk, and this one, oh, it's large enough for 2. I can sit, Dylan can sit. Usually there's another laptop here, so like I don't just sit and look at the window. But how nice is that? Ah, love it. Another thing that's really nice about this place and gives it more of a hostel vibe is the fact that there's a rooftop with some seating. It gets really hot during the day, obviously, but in the evenings it's really nice to just sit up there and enjoy the view. This place has been perfect for the last few days and for our stay here in Malacca. And even though it is 2 single beds, we've obviously squished them together, made one big nice bed, and this is the perfect location to watch movies at night.
You may have noticed that today I'm wearing the Welsh football shirt, and not only because I'm a proud Welshman, but Wales have just qualified for the Football World Cup in Qatar in 2022. If it wasn't for today's video sponsor NordVPN, I wouldn't have been able to change my virtual location on my laptop to the UK, allowing me to not only watch the match between Wales and Ukraine, but to actually be able to watch it in Welsh on Welsh TV. NordVPN has many other benefits, such as stopping hackers from snooping in on your personal information, such as credit card details and passwords, as well as finding cheaper flights and hotels by changing your virtual location. If you sign up to NordVPN today using the URL nordvpn.com/2passports or with our code 2passports, you will not only get an epic discount, but you'll also receive NordPass and NordLocker for free. This means that not only you'll be protected online, but with NordPass, you can securely access all of your passwords on any device or browser at any time. Whilst with NordLocker, all your files will be securely encrypted and stored in the cloud so that your data is always within reach. Just go to nordvpn.com/2passports or click the link in the description box below. Now let's head to the historic city centre. We are now in the city centre of Melaka, which is the Dutch Square. And as you can see right behind me and pretty much all around are these really cool looking red buildings that are from the era when the Dutch colonized this city. This city was founded all the way back in 1402, after which the Portuguese, British and Dutch took over the course of 500 years. But obviously not at the same time.
Last time we were in a World UNESCO Heritage Site such as this one, we were back in Vietnam. We went to the one in Hoi An, which was absolutely beautiful ancient town, as well as Ha Long Bay, where we had a one-night river cruise, which was so beautiful and memorable. You can see in pretty much most of the buildings, at least here in the town center, that due to the colonization, the names and the structures of the buildings are quite recognizable as very European. For example, the city hall is literally called Stadhuis, which in Dutch means city hall. Obviously it's spelled a little bit differently, so I don't know if that's Old Dutch or if it's just been sort of altered a little bit for the Malaysian language here, but it's quite interesting.
And this building behind me here is called the Christ Church Melaka, and it looks from the text on the front that it was built in 1753, and it's obviously in the English language. That's probably when the British people came over. But now it's time to head to the place that's selling this old famous chendol.
Yeah,
Hungry?
it's time. I am hungry actually.
We're now on Jonker Street, which is a street just a few steps away from that Dutch town centre, which it feels like a little Chinatown here. There's loads of little restaurants, cafes, extremely busy. But people have told us in the comments that there is a night market here on the weekends, but unfortunately it's not the weekend and we are leaving tomorrow, so we're going to miss that night market. But it's a shame because it looks like this place would be popping at night, because it's actually really busy in the daytime, which is quite surprising actually, because when we were in the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Hoi An, it was completely quiet in the daytime because it is so hot. It's probably about 35 degrees right now and we're absolutely loving it, but many people don't. So we are walking just towards our chendol place now, which is up to the end of the street and turn right. It's really hot. I really need some chendol.
So the chendol place that we wanted to go to is right here behind me, but to get there we had to walk through Makan Avenue, which seems to be a bit of a food court here in Malacca. It is in the Kampung Hulu area, if that means anything to anyone. But it is really lovely located. I've got literally the water right here behind me. There's a boat just coming now. There's some music playing. It's really nice.
Let's get some chendol.
Let's get some chendol.
Hello.
Can I just have one chendol regular, please?
Regular only.
Yes,
Having here or takeaway?
having here.
Alright. 6 ringgit and 90 cents.
We're just sat right outside of Cendol Kampung Hulu, which seems to be a very popular place. It's got reviews coming out of everywhere and there's a lot of people here. Huge queue and basically people eating chendol everywhere. It's very, 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 very hot today, as you can tell by the ice cream ball that's very much already melted. Now I know this is not necessarily something that original chendol has, ice cream, but it does normally have coconut milk, so I guess this is their take on that. Now, last time we had chendol, you guys gave us quite an earful about the fact that we're very much supposed to mix it. We didn't get any durian this time, and I'm very much going to mix it right now. Ooh. Wow. Look at that.
That's shaved ice.
Yeah. It looks like Christmas. Wow. That actually looks so nice. Okay, I think at least this section is mixed well enough for us to try chendol, which we're now pronouncing properly for the first time. Oh.
How nicer is it?
It's so cold. It is so tasty. Wow. I think, could that be coconut ice? No. It's so light, refreshing, coconutty, sweet, obviously from the palm sugar. So we've got palm sugar in there. We've got coconut ice cream. We actually have kidney beans in this one, which I don't think normally is the case, but it's a nice addition. And these little wormy looking things.
So how would you compare this to the chendol we had with durian?
Well, you're asking someone that evidently doesn't really like durian, so this one is much better. Not because the other one wasn't nice, it's just I didn't love the durian, but this is so nice because it's such a like mild taste. Having durian on there would just completely take away from that. Oh, you'll like this. Try some.
I guess mine comes pre-mixed. Thank you. Whoa, it tastes like caramelly. Okay. Now I know why you told us to try it without durian. Oops, I'm making a mess. These tiny spoons aren't that great. Yeah, this is so much better. It's night and day. Durian is just too overpowering. I'd give this a good 9.5 out of 10. But I would 100% buy this again. It's so good.
Tomorrow we're actually heading to Penang and we've got loads of fun videos planned there. But if you liked this video, we think you might like the video that's on the screen right now, where we went and had what is arguably the most famous burger in Malaysia.